working very hard and sincerely wanted to thank each one of you, doing wonderful service to the Lotus Feet of Srila Prabhupada, helping us out in the Strawberry Festival. We'll start with the prayers. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajana
Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajana
Jana Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
नमो विष्णु प्रदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदंता स्वामी नीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी प्राशचत्य देशातारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा शिवाशदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे ओम ज्ञानतीर्थमिदस्य ज्ञानञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासे ततो जयेरुदीरयेत् शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनं हृदयनर्थतो ये भद्राणि विद्युनोतीषु विश्यतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. I don't consider myself qualified enough to sit in this Vyasasana and speak on Bhagavad Gita, but by the mercy of the devotee I got an opportunity to glorify this wonderful conversation that is actually happening between Krishna and Arjuna. So I will try my level best to explain what is actually the conversation, what is happening between Krishna and the Arjuna is we are in our chapter 7, knowledge about the absolute truth, and we are in text number 21. यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
श्रद्धया रुचितम् इच्छति
श्रद्धया चित्तम् इच्छति
तस्य तस्यां चलं श्रद्धां
तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां
तामेव विदधाम्यहम्
तामेव विदधाम्यहम्
यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
श्रद्धया रुचितम् इच्छति
श्रद्धया चित्तम् इच्छति
तस्य तस्यां चलं श्रद्धां
तस्य तस्यां चलां श्रद्धां
तामेव विद्यताम्यहम्
तामेव विदधाम्यहम्
Anybody wanted to recite?
Yo yo yam yam tanum bhakta
यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
Shraddhaya chitam ichchati
श्रद्धयार्चितम् इच्छति
Tasya tasya chalam shraddham
तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां
Tameva viddhatmi aham
तामेव विद्धात्माम्यहम्
यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
श्रद्धया चित्तम् इच्छति
श्रद्धया अर्चितुम् इच्छति
तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां
तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां
तामेव विदधाम्यहम्
तामेव विदधाम्यहम् यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
Yo yo yam yam tanum bhakta
श्रद्धया अर्चितुम् इच्छति
Shraddhaya chitam ichchati
तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां
Tasya tasya chalam shraddham
तामेव विदधाम्यहम्
Tameva viddhamyaham
यो यो यां यां तनं भक्ता
यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः
श्रद्धया चित्तमिच्छति
श्रद्धयार्चितुमिच्छति
तस्य तस्याचलं श्रद्धां
तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां
विदधाम्यहम्
तामेव विदधाम्यहम्
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Prabhupada. I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desire to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to the particular deity. I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desire to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to the particular deity. Purport. God has given independence to everyone. Therefore, if a person desires to have a material enjoyment and wants very sincere to have such a facilities from the material demigods, the Supreme Lord, as a super soul in everyone's heart, understands and gives facilities to such a person. As the Supreme Father of all living entities, He does not interfere with their independence, but gives all facilities to that they can fulfill their material desires. Some may ask, why the all-powerful God give facilities to the living entities for enjoying this material world, and so let them fall into the trap of the illusionary energy? The answer is that if the Supreme Lord, Super Soul, does not give such a facility, then there is no meaning of independence. Therefore, He gives everyone full independence, whatever one likes. But His ultimate instruction we find in the Bhagavad Gita: one should give up all other engagement and fully surrender unto Him. That will make man happy. Both the living entity and the demigod are subordinate to the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the living entity cannot worship the demigod by his own desire, nor can the demigod bestow any benediction without the supreme will. As it is said, not a blade of grass move without the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Generally, persons who are distressed in the material world go to the demigod, as they are advised in the Vedic literature. A person wanting some particular thing, man worship such and such a demigod. For example, distressed person is recommended to worship the sun god. A person wanting education may worship the goddess of learning Saraswati, and the person wanting a beautiful wife may worship the goddess Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva. In this way, there are recommendations in the Shastra, Vedic scripture, for a different modes of worship of the demigod. And because a particular living entity wants to enjoy a particular material facility, the Lord inspires him as a strong desire to achieve that benediction from that particular demigod. And so he successfully received the benediction. The particular mode of devotional attitude of the living entity towards a particular type of a demigod is also arranged by the Supreme Lord. The demigod cannot infuse a living entity with such a affinity, but because he is the Supreme Lord or the Super Soul who is present in the heart of all living entities, Krishna gives impetus to a man to worship certain demigod. The demigod are actually different part of the universal body of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they have no independence. In the Vedic literature, it is said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a super soul is also present within the heart of the demigod. Therefore, he arranged through the demigod to fulfill the desire of the living entity. But both the demigod and the living entities are dependent on the supreme will. and they are not independent. Om Tat Sat. So, in a previous shloka, the Krishna has talked about first, there's the four type of a people who does not surrender to Krishna. Namam Drishkritino Mudha in that shloka. Prapadyante Naradamaha Mayaya Aprahata Jnana Asuram Bhava Ashritaha. So in that shloka, Krishna says there is a four type of a people never choose to surrender to Krishna. Why? Because of the ignorance and the many reasons that Krishna gives in that particular shloka, that why they do not surrender to Krishna. Then Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam, in that shloka, that Krishna is saying there is a four type of a people who actually worship Krishna. They have a material desire, but they choose. Krishna is saying they are actually pious people. So why Krishna is saying actually pious people? Because in this particular shloka that what we are reading right now, what Krishna is saying that the demigod worshipper also desire to have material enjoyment, but they are taking the route which is actually granted by Krishna. So this actually the person who directly is going to Krishna having a material desire within themselves, but intelligent enough to know that okay, I do not need to go to the demigod, directly going to Krishna. And slowly and gradually, even though that they are worshipping Krishna with sakama vritti, slowly and gradually when they become purified, then what happens? When their faith towards Krishna is actually getting stronger, then what happens? They come in the association of a devotee. When they come into the association of devotees, slowly and gradually, they're hearing about Krishna. They are actually involving in a chanting. They are involving in a kirtan, different activities about Krishna. Then what happens? When slowly and gradually, when the purification process is actually happen, when the all anartha nivritti is actually gone from the heart, then what happens? His Shraddha become a very firm into Krishna. Then the pure love is basically get awakened in his heart. When that pure love is get awakened in his heart, then Krishna is saying is what? That Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gnanavatva Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvaviti Sa Mahatma Sadurlava. So Krishna is saying that Mahatma, it is a very Durlava, very rare. So because majority of the people we see in the material world, even including we are practicing the Krishna consciousness, we are not desire-free. We are still having some desire for material gain as well as for different things. But the pure devotee, what is the Krishna was actually talking about in Bahunam Janmanamante, that is a pure devotee. That is, does not have any desire for themselves. So Krishna is saying is that devotee is a very rare to find. Now in this particular shloka, coming into this particular shloka, where Krishna is actually saying that I am in a heart, I am in everyone's heart as a super soul. I want to hear from the other devotees, not the co-devotees, not the Matajis and not Prabhu. Let's hear from the other devotees, because we've been hearing, we are in chapter 7. Now we have a very good understanding what is the position of a soul and what is the position of a super soul. So I want to ask this question, that Krishna is saying that I am in everyone's heart as a super soul. What is the guarantee? How can you say this? This is Krishna is saying, I am in a heart of everyone. He's saying that to Arjuna, or maybe Arjuna is believing in Krishna because Arjuna, it is a friend of Krishna. So he says, okay, Krishna, I believe you. But as of us, we are explaining to others, right? Maybe tomorrow you are in Bhagavad Gita class coming for so many years. Now somebody will ask you, oh, Krishna is saying, but what is the guarantee that Krishna is a super soul sitting in my heart? What is the guarantee? How can you prove that Krishna is sitting in our heart? Krishna is saying we are believing. But what is the how can you justify that Krishna is actually sitting in our heart? Ramesh Pandey Prabhu, you want to take a?
I guess it starts with the faith.
Start with the faith.
Like scientists start to experiment with some hypothesis, right?
Mm.
They will say, okay, assuming this is right,
Mm.
so then they start working on that
Mm.
scientifically. So that's what comes to my mind.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, for all these kind of questions.
Hmm.
The only praman is Guru Sadhu Shastra.
Hmm.
So if it is written in Bhagavad Gita,
Hmm.
then you shouldn't have any doubt,
Correct.
because it is following Guru Sadhu Shastra.
Hmm.
If your spiritual master is telling that this is the truth, that Krishna is residing in your heart as a Paramatma,
Hmm.
then you have to accept it
Hmm.
with full faith, as he said.
Hmm. Okay, that's good. Anybody else?
Positive thinking and more confidence.
Right. That is proof that Krishna is there in our heart. Okay. Anybody else? Why are we right now we are able to move, we are able to do the things, we can understand this is the phone, this is the mic, this is the book, I'm hungry. Why are we feeling this? Because we have a consciousness. Where does this consciousness come from?
It is from
So,
yeah,
and then who's the source of that powerhouse?
it is
Krishna,
Paramatma.
right? So this is the basically this is a proof that Krishna is actually in our heart. Otherwise, if the Krishna is wooden in our heart, then when the body become a dead body, why we not able to move our hand? The body is there. Why we not able to eat anything? Why we not able to do anything? Because the soul and the super soul is actually gone from our heart. And Krishna's, and that is the one of the example that we can take it when actually Brahma when manufactured and Brahma actually created this material world. He created all living entity, but why all of the all living entity were not able to move? When the Paramatma as a Vishnu expand himself as a Shirodakshai Vishnu enter into each living entity, then only all living entities started moving. Otherwise, there's no living entity were actually moving. So that is that without super soul and without a soul in our body is actually dead body. So it doesn't have any consciousness without it. So in Krishna, we need to have a faith in Krishna, but there is a proof also. Because when dead body is there, the dead body is not moving. And what is the size of the soul? It is also actually Shastra is giving. What is the size of the soul? Anybody remember what is the size of the soul?
1 upon 10,000.
1,000.
So we can imagine how powerful that tiny spark that we're not even able to see with our eye, not even through the microscope. So you can imagine how powerful that soul is and how powerful this super soul is. So now this is a very, very interesting shloka. I'm sure Paripurna Prabhu has explained in last week wonderfully the difference between a demigod and what is the position of a super soul, what is the position of a demigod. I wasn't here. I need to hear his lecture because he's our biggest inspiration. I always like to listen to Prabhu's lecture and we follow what Prabhu's actually teach us. So I will go back and listen, but I will put my humble effort today to just basically explain what is the position of a super soul, what is the position of a demigod, and what is, as a Jivatma, what is our position. So, what is the position of Krishna? Who is Krishna?
Krishna is the God.
Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We all know that. And who's saying this? Demigod? A demigod are saying this. Whom we are actually worshipping, we are actually going and ask them to give us this and give us that. Themselves, they're not even making themselves free from the fear. Whenever they are in trouble, what they do? They go to Krishna. They go to Vishnu. They just ask them for help. And Krishna, so Sukadeva Goswami is basically saying in a Bhagavatam, Ete chamsa kalam pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So there is so many different avatara that Krishna takes. That Krishna take an avatara as a Narsimhadev. Krishna take an avatara as a Varahadev, Vamanadev. But Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. And who's saying this? Sukadeva Goswami saying. And then what is the Brahmaji saying? Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. So there is many Ishvara. But Ishvara Parama Krishna. Krishna is a master of all masters. This is who is saying this? This is a Brahmaji saying this. Now what is the Lord Shiva is saying? The Lord, the demigod, the Lord Shiva is saying, the Lord Shiva in a Prachetas, in Bhagavatam, he is basically saying this to the Prachetas. That the devotee of him is not very dear to him. Why? Because what is Lord Shiva do? Lord Shiva is every day and night, he just, either reading, like explaining Bhagavatam to a Parvati, or even chanting, even telling this glory of the Krishna. And then he himself is saying that his devotee, when he's actually coming and demanding, asking, one of the name of Lord Shiva is what? Ashutosh. What is the meaning of Ashutosh? He becomes satisfied very easily, right? It's one who becomes satisfied very easily. So Lord Shiva becomes satisfied very easily. And you know why Lord Shiva becomes satisfied very easily?
Is Bholenath.
He's a Bholenath, and he does not want anybody to disturb him when he's performing the devotional service. So you know what he's saying? Give them whatever they want, so they don't disturb me in my devotional service. When I'm chanting, when I'm meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I don't want this interruption. But you know what he said to Prachetas? He says to the Prachetas, when Lord Vishnu, Krishna's devotee, come to me, you become very, very much happy. When we go to Lord Shiva, and when we ask Lord Shiva, that Lord Shiva, please, give me a devotional service. You are the topmost devotee. You are the topmost Vaishnava. Give me Krishna Bhakti. Then you know what Lord Shiva will do? Lord Shiva will actually come and embrace you. And if you perform your devotional service very faithfully to Lord Shiva and asking this, Lord Shiva for sure grant. And we see there's many devotees. Like we see the Narsingh Mehta. Narsingh Mehta was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. And he was performing the great austerity to please Lord Shiva. And after pleasing Lord Shiva, what did he ask? He asked that I wanted to give me this, show me the right path. And what Lord Shiva showed him? Do Krishna's bhakti. So this is the demigod whom we are actually worshipping. This demigod himself, they are actually saying that go and worship Krishna. They become very happy. We see the many situations where their Lord Shiva himself is actually, when he gets into a trouble. One of the recently, the story we read about, this demon. He was actually pleasing Lord Shiva, chopping off like one after one of his body part and offering into a fire. And then he pleased Shiva like that, Lord Shiva like that. And he asked Lord Shiva that I wanted to have a boon. That wherever I put my hand, he would burn into ashes. And guess what? Where he wanted to try this? He wanted to try that on Lord Shiva himself. And Lord Shiva don't know what to do. And then what Lord Shiva did? He ran to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu is a super intelligent. He misguided this demon and says, why can't you try? Don't believe in Lord Shiva. Not that Krishna purposefully preaching this not believe in Shiva, but to cheat this demon. And then what he says? Put your hand in your head and try and test it and see if this is actually work. And Lord Indra, we see in many incidents that wherever the Lord Indra get into trouble, where does he go? Where does he Indra, even though he is in such a highly position, what is always Indra's fear? What is Indra is always worried about?
Losing his Indra.
Correct. He does not want to lose his position. Even though he knows this position is a temporary. When the time will come, he has to make this space empty. So the Brahma is also position. Is saying if you perform a Varnashrama Dharma for 100 years, then you get the position of Brahma. So Brahma is also a position. So when Hiranyakashipu asked Brahma that give me a boon and I don't want to die, then what is the Brahma says? Myself, I have to leave my position, I have to go also. So I cannot grant you such a thing like that, right? And we see in a Bhagavatam there is a wonderful story that actually coming from King Vena. What is the father name of the King Vena? Prabhu? King Vena, father name. King Vena. This is a great. Okay. Anyway, so this this king, he was actually very opulent king. He has such a nice kingdom that even actually this demigod actually they desire for. Now this king, this is one of the things that he doesn't have a kids. So he wanted to have a son who after he leave his body can run this empire. So then what happened? He is basically performing this yagya. What is the process of performing the yajna? Why do we perform the yajna? The ultimate goal is to satisfy Vishnu. But then there's a different ahuti we have to put it in the yajna. So then, our wish can be granted. So now, this King's Vena's father was actually, when performing the yajna, what is happening? He was offering the ahuti, but then this is the demigod were not accepting. When he was not accepting, then what happened? They're like, he's basically thinking, have I committed any offense? Like, why these demigod are not accepting their share? Then he's basically asking also, this Brahmana, are you not chanting the mantra properly? Is the paraphernalia, it is not properly organized? Why they're not accepting? So then they are like, we don't know what mistake we are actually committing. The demigod is actually standing there, not coming and accepting the share. So then what happened? They call demigod. They're like, okay, please tell us if we have committed any mistake, if we have committed any offense. Then you know what demigod says? The demigod, they are the agent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is a different department is given to them for a different purpose. Now what happened when the father of King Vena was actually performing the yajna, and why this demigod were actually not accepting? Because he was having a desire to have a son. And demigod says, that is not in your destiny. Kismat mein nahi hai. Karma nahi hai. So then demigod says something that is not in your destiny, even though we'll take an application and put it to Lord Vishnu or Krishna, the application will get rejected because you don't have such a karma. So it's something that it is not in your destiny, we cannot give you. So that's what we cannot accept this offering. So then what they did? What is this? The father of King Vena did? So then this Brahmana and they decided, okay, forget about it. Demigods are not capable of giving what we want. So what we can do? We will perform a yajna for Lord Vishnu. So now when they perform a yajna for Lord Vishnu give him a son. But Lord Vishnu, who he is the Supreme Father. He exactly know what to give, what not to give. But sometimes we become a very stubborn child. Just like, sometimes we tell our child, don't go ice cream, don't buy ice cream right now because you are sick. If you have ice cream, then you probably end up in a hospital, you get pneumonia or something. Don't buy. But then what is the child will become? Child become very stubborn. I wanted to have this ice cream no matter what. Then he steal money from the mom's pocket or the father's pocket and go and get the ice cream. Whose fault it is?
Father and mother.
Father and mother, Prabhu. Father and mother, yeah, they just put the purse so then child can steal it. But then technically speaking, the father and mother try to explain not to do it. But then child went and purchased it. Right? Now the child is got sick. Now the father and mother I know they're going through a headache because I told the child not to do it, but then the child is actually still doing it. This is basically our position sometimes. We become very stubborn. We don't accept that, okay, whatever Krishna actually or whatever the Lord has decided for me, it is best. And what we do, we just like it's stealing, we take a route of a demigod. And what we do, we basically take the short route. Okay, I wanted to have this so badly. I wanted to have this job so badly. I wanted to, have this much money so badly. I'm going to worship. Now the desire is very strong, and what is Krishna saying here? He desire is very strong. Then he is in our heart. He knows. Before even we think, he knows already. We don't know ourselves very well, but Krishna knows ourselves very well. So he knows what we're desiring for. So what he do? He says, okay, this is what you wanted. You want Lakshmi? No problem. Worship Lakshmi Devi. Now the Lakshmi worship Lakshmi Devi, he will make the firm very, very, very strong. Now who is the Lakshmi Devi? Lakshmi Devi is the wife of whom? Vishnu. Now if you invite wife, if I'll just invite Nidhi Mataji all the time and I don't invite her husband, she will stay with me? Her husband will allow her to stay with me. all the time, why are you going and seeing Krishna Priya Mataji? You don't need to, right? But if I invite both of them, then what happened?
The kids also come.
The kids also come. Exactly, so the more austerity comes. That's the good one. The kids also come and the whole family come. Then what happened? Everybody becomes
Krishna
happy.
consciousness.
So then what happened? One of the name of Lakshmi is also Chanchala. And she would not stay. She's a very faithful wife to Lord Vishnu. She will give the benediction to whatever, the person want. They perform the austerity and they give it. She will give it. But then she would not stay for long. So if you wanted to please Lakshmi, if you want Lakshmi, who do you need to worship? Both. You cannot just alone worship a Krishna, Lakshmi and neglect Krishna. It is not going to work. So then what happened? This position of a demigod is like they cannot give. Now, Lord Vishnu, they perform a yajna. So the King Vena's father perform a yajna, and then what happened? Lord Vishnu appear. Lord Vishnu know exactly what is his desire. But then Lord Vishnu also know he's a great devotee. Now Lord Vishnu also want him to come back. Just like sometimes we become a very stubborn and then we just no, I want to stay in downtown. I don't like Stouffville. Stouffville is so boring. Downtown is the place where there's a lot of things is happening. And I want to go there. I went last week New York. My daughter wanted to go in New York. And she's like, I want to stay in New York. I love the New York. And I hate the New York. Because now we taste it, right? We're like, we know, no. There is no way I can stay in this flashy place or where there is too much traffic. I don't want it. But then child, we sometimes become very stubborn. I don't like Stouffville. I wanted to move into the downtown area. I'll go in downtown area. Then father and mother sometimes will have no choice and says, okay, go for it. If this is your desire, then go for it. Then what happened? Few years after, they feel the taste and they're like, no, you're right. I don't like it. I will come back. So but then what happened is when the child leave, the parents never stop worrying. That the parents always want their child come back to him, right? Even though the child is far away, the mother is always calling, the father is always calling, making sure the child is okay. Sometimes, tell their friend also, my child is, living in downtown close to you. Please look after them. Please don't tell this to my son. Don't. Otherwise, he'll be like, are you putting some spy eye on me, something like that? So don't do that. But the father and mother always worried, So this is how Krishna is also. The Krishna is, even though we become a very stubborn and we wanted to have a separate life from Krishna, Krishna never stopped worrying about us. So he gave us the opportunity one after one. So this father of King Vena, he's also a great devotee of Krishna. And Krishna also loved him so much. Lord Vishnu knew that having son, it is not in his destiny. But he's like, if this is something what you want, tathastu, you can have it. But you know what he did? He gave him such a terrible son named King Vena. King Vena, he was such a terrible king, and father is such a pious father. He tried his level best to bring the child into a right path, but he would not come into the right path. And then what happened? He became frustrated with his life. He's like, there is nothing I can do about this child. But the Lord has been so merciful. If the Krishna would have given me a perfect child, I would have never think about him. He gave me such a bad son, so now I constantly think about him. And I'm just fed up of this life, and he left. So sometime to teach a lesson, Krishna do such a thing like this, right? Even the devotee, especially, one of the name of a Krishna, it is what? Rishikesha. And Rishikesha is the controller of senses. But when there is a time to come for his devotee, he personally take charge of his devotee's senses. So anything that devotee who is actually fully surrendered to a Krishna will personally take charge of their senses also. So sometimes we see the devotee are doing certain thing doesn't make any sense to us. But then who's controlling their senses? Krishna. Because Krishna wants that devotee to come back to him fast. Then Krishna, this is how the game play he does. Because sometimes what happen? कान सीधा नहीं पकड़ सकते ना तो टेढ़ा करके पकड़ना पड़ता है. That exactly what Krishna do. I'm telling him not to do this, he does not listen. So now let me take other route to teach him a lesson. Now he will understand. You wanted to have a material life, you have a material life. Now let me give you the real taste of this material life. And when we truly and genuinely have this real taste of the material life, then we fed up and then what we say? No, this is what we don't want it. So this is exactly the situation of this, the father of King Vena. He understood and he actually left. So this is the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is a Paramatma. He is an actually heart of everyone. So he exactly know what is good for us and what is not good for us. So he exactly know what to give us and what not to give us. And because we become a very, very stubborn, that's why he make the faith stronger and he'll says, okay, go to this demigod. Now what is the position of demigod? We have heard about demigod so many times. So what is the position of demigod?
They are depending on the Lord, Supreme Lord.
Perfect. They are depending on the Lord. What else? Maybe one person can talk about the position of demigod.
And they also like normal human beings. They have a finite lifetime. They have limited powers.
They are having limited authorities.
Correct. That is what Krishna is saying, right? Limited authority, because they cannot give anything even by their own. Even though we worshipping them, even though we perform a lot of austerity, but then at the end what? The application go to whom?
Lord.
Krishna. And approved and not to approve, that is in his hand. What is the other thing?
They also undergo Janma Mrityu Jara.
Correct. They also go through Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. What else?
They are there to fulfill the material desires.
Correct. That is also right. But material desire Krishna also can fulfill, no? They are also, Krishna can also fulfill and the demigod can also fulfill. What else?
They are the devotee of the Supreme Lord.
Right, but not the pure devotee because they also have a material
Yeah.
desire.
Yes.
Nice. What else? Bhaktika Mataji, what is the position of a demigod?
They are assigned a particular task to do, so they are like a representative of Lord.
Hmm.
They are doing their task, the assigned job, whatever they got. The particular positions to do something like Varuna Deva, so Varuna Deva, like that, example.
Like a ministry, Prime Minister and the
Perfect.
ministers, taking care of different affairs,
मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था कि आप जिस भगवान को भजो उसकी राइट एप्लीकेशन विष्णु भगवान के पास ही जाती है।
हाँ।
जैसे आपने किसी ग्रह को किया, मैंने शनिदेव को पूजा, मैंने सूर्यनारायण को पूजा, तो उसकी जो प्रार्थना है वो विष्णु भगवान को पूछे अप्रूव करेंगे।
करेक्ट करेक्ट प्रभु, और वही भगवान इस श्लोक में बता रहे हैं, राइट, कि जिसको भजोगे पर उनका जॉब क्या है, उनका डिपार्टमेंट क्या है, राइट? वो प्रभुपाद जी ने एक्सप्लेन किया व्हाट इज द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ द ईच इंडिविजुअल दिस डेमीगॉड, राइट? सो डेमीगॉड, इट इज नॉट लाइक ए okay, my electricity is not working, I cannot go to the police station and file a complaint. I need to go to a proper department to file a complaint. So the each representative, which is this demigod, they are also limbs of Krishna, and the position is given to them based on their karma. So both based on the austerity and karma and desire whatever they have. If somebody wanted to have a position of Indra, then what happened? They have to do some kind of a sacrifice, and that is actually explained in the Shastras, how many Ashwamedha Yajna. Prithu Maharaj was actually was performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, but he did not have a desire that I wanted to have Indra's position. But Indra became insecure. Oh, if he perform 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, that means he will take my position. So this is always one of the fear that Indra has, that he doesn't want to give up his position. So this is just a different position is actually given to them. Now that is the appointed representative to do a different activity. So now we all know that demigod cannot give anything and everything we want, because they're not capable of doing this, right? Now we also know what is the position of a Jivatma. What is the position of us?
Part and parcel of Supreme.
That is the elevated.
Eternal servitor of the Lord.
That is an elevated state, Prabhu, that you understand that you are in, actually when you come to some knowledge, then you'll know that we are part and parcel of him. But we are taking in a very gross level, in a materialistic level.
So we want to have sense gratification.
Yeah.
We want to enjoy the Maya. we want to stay away from Krishna.
We are bound by material senses, material nature, constantly struggling.
Correct.
We are also minute controllers,
Mm.
and we want to have control over the materialistic things.
And that is the root cause of
All distress.
distress and staying into this material.
Yes.
That is the main reason that we are actually stuck into this material world. We want to be controller, right? What we think, kartaham iti manyate, right? That is, we are always under the illusion. And but the position of his Krishna is like he knows what is the good for us and what is the bad for us. I'll give you one interesting story. That to understand what is the position of Jivatma, what we think. We think that we know a lot of things, but at the end, if we can, if the scientists are even in a very materialistic, if you are in even a higher position, still people under so much of illusion, not able to understand what is his actually real position and identities. Because even the doctor, or even the position of, if you are in high, very qualified position, if somebody is very puffed up with the knowledge, how long that knowledge even lasts you with? Okay, you can even be a doctor for 75 years, 80 years, but when your body and intelligence getting deteriorate, that is also taken away from you, right? Then people, they are actually fail to understand this part. So this sweeper was actually sweeping into the temple of Vishnu. He's sweeping and then he's thinking, everybody is actually coming and complaining everything to this Krishna. And he must be tired hearing, I want to give him a break. I want to give him a break today. I'm going to go and I tell him, today you take a break, I'll take your position. So he went to Krishna and he told Krishna, I'm sweeping here every day and I feel very bad for you, These people is actually every day coming and asking and demanding, and you must be tired. You can't go anywhere. You're just stuck into this temple. Today, I'll take your position. Today, I will stand here. You go and enjoy yourself. Krishna is saying, you sure? He's saying, yes, I'll stand here. But Krishna says, okay, I'll make you stand here, but don't do anything. If anybody asks, you don't open your mouth. You just stand here, take my position and stand. He's like, okay, I'll stand. So now, Krishna says, okay, I'll go today and I will have fun today. And then Krishna is actually went. And this fellow is taking Krishna's position and standing and listening. So there was a rich guy. The rich guy was actually, what is the rich people want? No matter how much you have, you're never satisfied. The more you have, the more you want. So, he is very rich guy, but he's still demanding Krishna. I'm going for this meeting, Krishna. I really hope this worked. Then, I will get this contract and I'll be I'll earn more money. Krishna is listening, that fellow is listening, the sweeper is listening. And then, behind him, there is a poor guy who does not have any money. And his children is also basically struggling. He's not having a food for the past 2 days. So he's praying to Krishna. Krishna, my children, don't have any food. Please give something for my children. So then what happened when this fellow is actually walking? His purse fell. And this guy was praying. This poor guy was praying. So now when he's praying and when he saw the purse fell, he's like, oh, this is the mercy of Krishna. I got money. I'm praying and this has just happened. This is belong to me. He left. Now there's a third fellow came. The third fellow, he's a boatman. So he basically go into the ocean to catch the fishes and stuff. So he's praying to Krishna, I'm going there. Please save my life. Because when you go, you don't know when the thunderstorm happened and what happened. So he's basically praying to Krishna. Now what happened? While he was praying, the police officer came, and they're like, this rich man lost his wallet, and you stole his wallet. You stole his wallet. Now the sweeper who actually took the position of Krishna, he's thinking, oh, this is wrong. He did not took his wallet. I better open my mouth. And what Krishna told him?
Right.
Not to open your mouth.
Yeah.
So he opened his mouth and he says, he didn't take the wallet. The person who was here before him, he took the wallet. So go and arrest him. So they went and arrest this poor man. Now what happened? Then evening finished. Now who appeared?
Krishna gives.
Krishna back to his position.
Hmm.
Then he's basically telling Krishna. So Krishna is asking, oh, how was your day? Krishna said, don't even ask me. Oh, there was a big blunder, but don't worry, I took care of it, okay? Krishna is okay, what happened? It is like, okay, this fellow, the rich man came, his purse fell, and this poor man was so dishonest, took his wallet, and they arrested this wrong person. So now I fixed everything, now nothing to worry. Krishna says, but I told you not to open your mouth. Why do you do this? But he's like, but isn't it that I'm supposed to do? The guy was actually making mistake, and I'm supposed to fix that mistake. Then Krishna says, okay, now the rich man, if he lost few of his money, few of his dollars, few of his rupees, it's not gonna make any difference to him. Poor man, feed his children. The fellow supposed to go, he actually went to the ocean to catch the fish. Now there will be a storm coming, and he will lose his life. He will lose his life. The poor man children now is going to starve. Nothing is going to be happen to this poor man. And poor man, there is also the bad karma is coming into his bucket. Imagine like a purse falling, used by this poor fellow. Unknowingly he was actually getting good karma. So now what you have done? We have created a big mess. It's supposed if the guy is now, he will go and go in a river to catching the fish, he's gonna lose his life. So who's going to feed his family? So this is our condition sometimes. And we think we know everything, and we don't depend on Krishna. And then what happened? Then when Krishna and when the Maya gives us a good slap, then we understand, oh, what I did was wrong. But then one question that I want to ask, I think we are reaching to a time very close, that if Krishna, one of the things that what very nicely Prabhupada has actually explained, and let's little bit elaborate on that portion, that if Krishna, if he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he has the authority to make the faith stronger, then why he is not making this faith stronger on him? Why demigod? Well, if you have authority, if you are Supreme Personality of Godhead, you know what is the good for me, what is the bad for me, and I am such an unintelligent person, then why are you not taking position, and why can you not making this faith stronger about you? Because you know that if I'll take a shelter of you, or if I surrender myself to you, then only I'll come out of this material world. Then why are you making my faith stronger in this demigod?
Answer is written in.
But I wanted to hear from somebody else, Prabhu.
Okay.
I think if you draw an analogy from how the political system works, for example, somebody in remote village in Bihar, he needs the road constructed for his village. He will not go to Prime Minister Modi or the President of India. He will talk to his local MLA or whoever is his village Pradhan or something like that. In that capacity, that is his demigod there, right there. And through him only he will approach.
But here Krishna is also saying, right? You don't need to even take you can directly pour the water into the root. Krishna is the root. You can directly pour the water into the root. You don't need to go to individual leaf to pour the water. So in a situation in this spiritual life, we can directly take a root of Krishna. And if Krishna has this capacity that you make my faith stronger, then why are you not keeping my faith stronger on you? Why demigod?
No, he has made a system, and he is working through that system. Like the government has made a system of maybe the democracy or whatever, the parliamentary system. The same way Lord Krishna has his Maya, in which demigods also have some tasks to do. Because Krishna cannot or doesn't want to do everything himself. He wants to keep maybe the main portfolio, he wants to keep the defense, he wants to keep the external affairs, and all those things under his direct control, and delegate the rest of the things to the ministers, and through them right up to maybe the village Gram Panchayat level, whatever you call it.
But he is also demanding, right? Sarva dharman paritajya. Worshipping a demigod is also one of the, route you are taking, where he's very very clearly demanding that surrender yourself to me and I'll look after. He's not even saying that go through that route.
No, he's saying that, in my opinion, again, I may be wrong. He says you should have a belief in government, you should have a belief in the parliamentary system. Just if you draw that analogy. The same way Krishna has his own kingdom and he wants people to have a faith in that system. Of course, that system is headed by him as a supreme personality of Godhead. But he says, come through proper channel because I have better things to do in my direct portfolio.
So my question to you, Prabhu. So taking direct route to Krishna or surrendering direct ourselves to Krishna and demanding something to Krishna, we're not taking direct route?
You can.
Right.
You can, and there are people who like they reach out to directly to the prime minister or the whosoever the powers may be. They have access to them.
Right. Okay. Anybody else? Good point, Prabhu. This is not what Prabhupada has explained in the purport. You're going to go through what Prabhupada says.
Mother, I'm late. What is the question?
If, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in this particular shloka, Krishna is saying that I am in the heart of everyone, right? And whatever desire you have, and whatever demigod that you want to pray to, I will make your faith firm. Then Krishna, if he has ability to do this, then why he not keeping the faith stronger on him? Why demigod?
Why demigod?
Why demigod? Why he's not taking just like a direct route and saying, okay, I have ability to do this. I'll make your faith firm only on me.
Because to get to Krishna, there is a process. Not everybody is at that level. If the level is demigod for material benefit, he will keep that faith strong. But that doesn't ensure deliverance. Like for example, you are sitting here. I have faith in Krishna, but not to the level that Rupa Goswami has. Right? So he will give him different direction for me.
That's his goal.
And my direction might be through demigod.
No, but even in Chaturvida Bhajante Mam, Krishna is saying, even though material desire, you come to me. And if material desire, if the person come to Krishna, will Krishna also make that firm faith stronger?
Yes.
Because he's a super soul and he knows.
Yes.
But why? This is the question is very clearly answered in a purport. Prabhupada very, very beautifully. And that is a very beautiful point that I want to bring out.
You have shut
Sorry.
our mouths, no? So
Yeah.
we are quiet.
Okay, Prabhu, go ahead. What you say, Mataji?
No, she's like, you asked none of us to
Mother,
speak, so we are keeping quiet, she said.
So Mataji, can I we hear so much like the Thakur in the Gaon, the village. He says, I am your God, I am your Mai Bap. Like he says, I am everything for you to that poor villager. The villager doesn't have an access to Krishna. So maybe Krishna here wants people to realize there is somebody other than that local Thakur who says that I'm your Bap. There is a bigger Bap there sitting maybe in the parliament, right? So that's how the system works.
Right.
Krishna wants people to be aware of that parliamentary system or the legislative system. There is somebody above and over them. They cannot be ill-treated by the local whosoever authorities are.
That is in a material.
One. Prabhuji, your analogy with respect to what question she has asked are two completely different things. That's why your answer is right and for you and not according to Prabhupada's book. She is asking you why, even though Krishna has this authority to make Jivatma to pray directly to him, but he is still allowing Jivatma to pray to demigod, and he is providing all sort of facility. Okay, you want to pray Ganapati, Durga, Hanumanji, anyone. Even Krishna in Narsingarup, he is providing you all the facilities. But why is he providing all the facilities? That is the question.
Why not to
Now,
him directly?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Now, as per your analogy, say that guy wants a road in the village. Okay, he can approach local Gram Panchayat, but over a period of time, he can also approach Prime Minister saying that I am applying, but he is not building a road.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So both the analogies are right. You are 100% right. There is no, but that is not relevant analogy for her question.
Okay, let's hear.
Because that is what Prabhupada.
Okay, let's
I can try. Name also.
Sure, Prabhu.
try.
Second try.
Second try.
See-
कभी MBBS के एग्जाम में second third time में कभी तो भाई.
Senior लोग quiet and we can
Senior
speak.
इसलिए part है junior.
We
नहीं,
are
but
talking about spiritual contrast here.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this Prabhuji asking about the material world, right? Road is
Correct.
a material thing, right? But we are talking just spiritual contrast here.
Right.
Right.
Correct, Prabhu. Correct.
Correct. So I think my guess, I haven't read exactly what Prabhupada's purport is, but just thinking what Prabhupada would have said, probably is because Krishna cannot be achieved alone. A guru has to be there to guide through that process. So although Krishna grants that wish of a demigod to take care of your needs, but the guru is not there, and the guru is the direct representative of Lord Krishna himself. So we need that path to understand Krishna, even by his will. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. You need to go back and read the Prabhupada.
I haven't read it. That's something.
Yes, because that is not something. What you said, it is in a technical way, Prabhu. But what I'm looking for is based on the purport, what Prabhupada has actually is mentioned, and what Krishna is actually talking about. Prabhu, go ahead. You are saying something.
Yeah, basically, the answer is given in the purport itself.
correct.
Prabhupada has written that we, as a Jivatma, has got independent thinking.
Correct.
We want to be independent. We want to be our own controller. Jivatma thinks that I want to pray Brahmaji or Shivji. So Krishna said, okay, do that. We have our own separate will. That is the very basic reason we have left Golok Vrindavan and Krishna service and we are here. So because of our own personal will, independent will, that is the right word I think.
Correct.
We have taken a decision to pray, and Krishna as a supreme father, he is approving all the wills. He says that whatever you want you can do. At the end of Bhagavad Gita, he is telling Arjun that after 45 minutes of lectures, you still allowed to do whatever you want to do.
Exactly. Because at the last, that all Arjuna is basically saying, he's saying, I have given this all knowledge to you, now you decide what you wanted to do. Krishna, do not interfere in anybody's free will. He has given this independence to everybody, each one of us.
So small free will is making all these miserable conditions.
Correct. Now, giving the material example, you cannot go to a gun or boy and the boy and a girl and put the gun and say I love you to me. Maybe out of fear that person would have said, oh, okay, I love you. But that person will never ever be able to love you from bottom of your heart. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Mataji, if that is against free will, and Mataji was also talking about it, why he is given that free will, Mataji?
If the free will is not there, Prabhu, then we'll become a mechanic.
No, Mataji.
We'll become a robot.
1 minute. Can I give the answer?
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that?
go ahead.
Prabhuji, in the beginning of this lecture, I said that we are minute Ishwars.
Yeah.
Okay? Whatever qualities Krishna has, we too have that.
Correct.
Okay? Now Krishna has got a super will. So we are also having a minute will. So
Okay.
Krishna as a father of all the living entities, he said, okay, you have this will to enjoy the material world, go and enjoy. And that is why we are having this super will, because we are minute Apishwaras too. Our will is very much materialistic, at the same time very limited. He is supreme. But we are still having that quality of having our own will, Prabhuji. I think that is the answer of your question.
No, what is that free will, if it is not there, what would have been happened?
Then Prabhu will be very mechanical.
The Communist
Just like a
Party.
robot.
Communist Party.
Yeah.
Communism. No democracy.
Yeah.
Coming back to my example.
Yeah. Then we'll be like a
do what government says.
okay, go grab this, go do this, do that. But if there is a willingness there, then there is a love there. Otherwise there is a no love.
अभी आप शेयर कीजिए, आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं free will पे.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Yeah.
talk about that particular free
Yeah.
will.
Like, I think innovation stops. If you don't have free will, the growth stops. You just get cornered in one corner because there are no other different thoughts coming. If there's no
Yeah.
free will,
He's right. So free
Right.
will, even choosing a guru is free will.
Absolutely, Prabhu.
So it's free will to follow that path is free will. To follow Krishna's path is free will.
Free will to choose,
Yes.
but the karma works again.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is true.
Get a guru.
Even
Now that-
Prabhuji, in spiritual world also, devotees must be having will to
Free will is
to
everywhere,
serve
Prabhu.
Krishna in their own way.
Correct,
So
Prabhu. It
will,
is.
without will there is nothing, Prabhu.
Mm.
If there is no will, we cannot be here. We'll be somewhere else. Of course, we won't be even somewhere else also because we don't have will. Maybe someone from the police department should guide us. That today you are going to strawberry festival. So we are going and standing there. Then someone is telling us, okay, do the book distribution. Then we are doing book distribution. I think that is one of the characteristic of consciousness.
How we are utilizing this will also very important.
Correct.
According to that, we have to face the result.
Correct. Our willingness, it is our desire too, right?
What?
If we choose a wrong desire, then we'll stuck into this material world. But if we make our desire strong and serving Krishna, it will make us free from this or all entanglement.
oh,
He said mechanical.
Hmm.
What Krishna gets in it? Even if it is mechanical.
If it's Krishna get into what? If it's
No,
even
what he is expecting, what he is getting it. If we are mechanical,
Hmm.
or if somebody XYZ living entity uses the free will,
Hmm.
what he gets? Because he is a creator, right?
Yeah.
He's a source of soul.
Hmm.
So what is expecting?
You answer, Prabhu. You answer your own question.
I'm just trying to churn so that you know.
Hmm.
yeah, I think yes.
Ultimately, he expects from us love and devotion,
Hmm.
nothing else. And he wanted to take us all back to his original place, our original place.
Right.
That is his intention. But we think, different desires, different mood, and we pray to the Lord in different mood.
But does Krishna have any role even in the way we exercise our free will?
Krishna has any role?
Yeah, does Krishna have any role in the way we, Jivatmas,
Mm.
exercise our own free will?
No. Because we see there is a two bird in our heart. One is watching and one is performing the activity. Who's watching?
Watching is Paramatma.
There you go.
Paramatma.
Mataji just
But they
confused
say
what
like
we
you get some wisdom to do free will. Who
Yeah.
gives us that wisdom?
Yeah, so that wisdom, that is Prabhu. Wisdom, it is also come in a many different way. Also your past karma. Also you come in interaction with this, the devotees who make your faith stronger and give you the wisdom. So the many different way the wisdom will come. But that is once the soul desire to have that. If the person wanted to steal something, and if his desire to steal something is very strong, Krishna will give him desire, intelligence to steal also. So if somebody who have a desire to take a shelter of him, he will build a platform. He's a Chaitya Guru within our heart, and he will make sure that we'll meet and have the association with such a people where we will able to make advancement in our spiritual life.
So my question is that desire, in order for that desire to take place,
Hmm.
does Krishna have any role there? Where
Yes.
does this come from?
Prabhu,
Krishna is
till the
giving everything, Prabhu. In 15.15 it's mentioned, no, Krishna. He's the one giving for us remembrance, forgetfulness, everything he's the one giving.
So in other words, he is not really giving us a free will. He is controlling our free will by the virtue of maybe past karmas or whatever it is. I'm getting kind of entangled in
Yeah.
this.
No, we'll definitely answer this question, Prabhu. It is 6:27. We'll take up this question when we are having a lunch. Dinner. Prasadam time. That time, Prabhu, we will discuss this.
Okay.
Because it's 6:30 and I think we need to end the class here. But there's any question, it is a wonderful question to understand your free will and how to utilize that free will properly. And Prabhu has a very intelligent question. that if the Krishna has any role to play into this free will or not. We will discuss that.
Everything is happening in our life, how we are utilizing that free will.
Free will.
No, Prabhu said one point, is a very valid
Mm.
point it is. He also says even a blade of grass doesn't move without the approval of Krishna.
Correct. That is what
Then
Prabhupada also said.
where the free will which has come.
Mm.
Okay.
Correct?
That's right.
Yes, that's the
But
answer.
there is a big
That's the
difference
answer
between
we'll
a
give,
glass
Prabhu.
of blade and a jivatma and a human being. Prabhu.
Yes. But you only said the qualitative is the one with the Krishna.
Yeah, but the consciousness of grass blade of grass, and consciousness of Ramesh Prabhu is completely different, Prabhu.
Correct.
Level of consciousness.
Now what Krishna is getting out of this?
Yeah. Take 5 minutes. What Krishna is getting out of this? I want to hear. No, seriously.
You know, if you
No,
take
till-
the
till
So we'll have Prashadam, we'll discuss.
No.
Yes.
How father is concerned about the children, all the
Yeah.
children. Like that only Krishna also, whether it's a bad child or good child or intelligent child, you know, but for father is everyone is same. Like that only we also, you know.
That's why
Father
Krishna is given everybody all this knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Because Ramesh Pandit Prabhu's question is very, very valid.
Very valid question.
It is,
Prabhu.
it's because.
And it takes some time to explain, Prabhu. It's just not going to be
Correct.
finished in 1 minute or 2 minutes.
It is,
That's why.
It will
it,
take
it is
time.
it is still very
Yeah.
simple answer for his question.
Mm.
That the free will is not Prabhuji's question. Why will is provided?
Mm.
But free will, till the time you are Vimukh, the Paramatma, it is your will. The moment you become Sanmukh to Paramatma, then Paramatma will start guiding your wills. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
You-
that's in the Bhagavad Gita, two birds
That's
are
right.
sitting on one branch,
Yeah.
one is eating, other one
Prabhu,
is
if you
watching.
want to go to beer bar, you can go to beer bar. But when you enter there, if you ask yourself, am I doing something right? Immediately you will get the answer from your heart. And that is what
Got it.
that is where you are giving authority to Paramatma to guide you, and then you get the right answer. That's it. If you are from inside, you are still getting answer that going to beer bar is a right path, then this place is not a right place for you.
Got it. Got a
No,
clue.
this is,
Got a cue, rather.
Yeah. No, Prabhu, this is a very nice question. We will definitely answer this question. If anybody has a more question, please, when we are having a prasadam, we'll discuss, because we have to go through our next program schedule. So we will end here, but please ask questions. This is a wonderful question. Until unless we ask the question, our what do you call, like the knowledge what we are getting from Bhagavad Gita, when we go home and just read a Bhagavad Gita ourselves and we have a question, who do we ask? We don't have anybody to ask. That's why this is a Bhagavad Gita study class too, right? It's just not like we are preaching, but also if you have any question, we're here to answer. But we have a wonderful devotee, Radha Govindari Prabhu, senior devotee, or Paripurna Prabhu, Sudarshan Gopal Prabhu, Kuldipika Mataji is here. Reach out to any of us and we'll be able to answer. But yeah,
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, wonderful.